sitting. So, more positive and negative reactions continue to trail conduct and the outcome of the presidential election. In another positive review, the presidency has rated the February 25th presidential election won by the candidate of the All Progressive Congress, APC Bola Tinubu, as the best the country has seen in recent times. Presidential spokesperson Garba Shehu said the presidential and National Assembly elections results are clear mandates for the party to retain power for another 4 years. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party insist that the election was rigged in favor of APC. Jude, how was that election rigged in favor of APC?
Well, they are the ones, the people who are saying the elections were rigged. We are reading their lips. They are the ones who will be able to explain. As far as I'm concerned, since 1999, I've not seen an election like this. In terms of, there are many parameters that you can use to judge an election, to assess an election. An election does not have to be perfect. Let's get that right.
Do we have America? Was the last election America perfect?
If the American election was perfect, there was no reason why Al Gore should not have defeated George W. Bush in the year 2000. There was no reason in the world. Because the gap he gave him...
The popular votes.
Yes, so in terms of popular vote, was massive.
Yeah. 3 million.
Was massive.
3 million.
So don't come and tell me... And it wasn't... Even the Florida, the recount was not completed.
Same with Clinton and...
you know what? Trump. If we go back to what happened in the U.S., they were manually recounting the Florida votes.
Yeah. Yep.
And that recounting would have lasted up to 2 months.
Yeah.
But the American Constitution is a powerful one. Once it got to the day when a winner has to be called, and George Walker Bush was leading by a little over 500 votes, or is it 500 or 5,000 votes? They had to announce him. They had to announce him. Yes, he would still have picked, he would still have taken Florida. Remember, his brother Jeb was governor of Florida. He would still have taken Florida. But the county had not ended, but they allowed it to go. It remains painful to Al Gore, but he accepted it. No election is perfect. That is why the law says that elections must be conducted in substantial compliance with the Electoral Act or the electoral law. Once it is conducted in substantial compliance with the Electoral Act, whatever you say at that point is immaterial. That election will be deemed to be good enough, and the mandate of the people will be respected. In this case, all of the people complaining about this election, who habitually they don't want us to talk, they are complaining that they did not transmit results real time. What is it that they are transmitting? Results generated from polling units,
from ECA,
results generated from the more than 170 something polling units, and then photographed and with the result duly imputed on the form EC8A.
Yeah.
That is the primary source of validity. Once it is signed by the agents, it is that result that will be put on high rev. Now, the bulk of the complaint is that there was no transmission. But can you dismiss an election just because one of the items in the guidelines, not in the Electoral Act, because IREV is not known to the Electoral Act, neither is it known to the Constitution. An item in the guidelines was not complied with. For that reason, you now say you want to dismiss the election, whereas the law says that where an INEC staff fails to comply with the directive in the guidelines, it will not invalidate the election. I hope some of our people can go and read some of these things. That means the guideline is not going to be superior to the Electoral Act, neither will it be superior to the Constitution. So they have to bear that in mind. The Electoral Act permits INEC to decide on the mode of transmission. Section 62 or so of the Electoral Act. So INEC can exercise its discretion. But in this case, what are we even talking about? INEC has now uploaded, as at Sunday, they had uploaded more than 95% of the results from those
76,000 polling units.
Now, if you believe the election has been rigged,
go there and check.
What has been uploaded.
Compare with what you
you have that is signed by your agent. If you cannot see discrepancies, then it's better you just shut up.
The issue is that the Nigerian Bar Association, as a body, after the election, did a survey on about 5,000 voters all over the country who participated in the election. And what election? And internationally, for surveys and opinion polls, when it achieves 61%, when it crosses the 61% threshold, it is acclaimed fantastic. So, anybody who is aggrieved should go to court. Now, beyond that, we've seen international observers, and this is an election that is showing Nigerians that our votes are now counting. This is an election where we are seeing
20 governors are defeated.
20 governors, 20 governors lost Senate seats.
No, 20, presidential election. 20 governors failed to.
20 governors failed to win.
To deliver their parties.
While some governors lost senatorial bids. It has never happened.
All right. We go for this commercial when we come.